이번 영상은 셀레스티아 팀의 COO이신 닉 화이트님의 네 번째 인터뷰 영상입니다. 세 번째 영상을 보지 않으셨다면 상단의 영상 참조 부탁드립니다. 다음에도 의미 있는 설립자들과의 인터뷰를 할 수 있도록 좋아요와 하이프 부탁드립니다. So, what's next for Celestia section? So, Mustafa mentioned the team has been working on a few big things. Could you share some exciting news with the audience?
Yeah, so maybe we could talk about two sides of Celestia's roadmap. One is the engineering side of the roadmap, and the other is like the go-to-market and the teams that we're working with. So on the engineering side, Celestia is focused on I'd say three main things. One is scaling. Right, so it's really important for Celestia to continue to be the lead as far as having the most available block space. Even though a lot of the blocks, even though it seems like there's an overabundance of block space these days, and they're mostly only a small fraction of the total blocks is utilized.
Yes.
We always want to be way ahead, so that when, in our opinion, the inevitable, we have the inevitable ChatGPT moment for crypto, where overnight crypto gets on board like 200 million users or whatever, to some app that just goes viral because it just solves a need. We want to be the blockchain that can actually support that kind of level of rapid scaling. And so we're always trying to stay ahead of a trade called Mocha that's coming online that's going to 16x our throughput from where it is today, which is roughly equivalent to about 13,000 TPS to upwards of 200,000 TPS. So that's going to be a really big upgrade. A lot of work went into it. But the most exciting thing is that actually sets the foundation for scaling even further. And, we can't announce it yet, but we have more exciting scaling plans coming. Probably at least the announcement and the sort of like the explanation will come later this year, and then the actual mainnet deployment sometime next year. That's on the scaling side. The other part of the engineering roadmap is bridging and interoperability, because as we talked about, interoperability is one of the killer features of and the network effect drivers of the network effect for Celestia. So we have this work stream and product called lazy bridging, which is something that enables people to use Celestia as this bridging hub, not only within its own ecosystem, but also to other L1s. So if I'm deploying a new app on Celestia as a roll-up, I can immediately tap into all the users and liquidity. We have in mode our interoperability by removing the token filter, so it enables you to bridge arbitrary tokens, not just TIA. Before it was only TIA, so that's really cool. And we have some more announcements coming up on lazy bridging over the next couple of months. So that's going to be really cool. And then the last one is actually the economic side of things. So Celestia has made it so that we're trying to focus not just on increasing the revenue of the protocol, but also reducing the economic cost and drag of operating the network. And then the driver of costs is actually staking and staking rewards based inflation. And we kind of have this. So there's two things going on. One is we're cutting the inflation pretty dramatically. So used to be at 8%, now it's at 5%, and then with Matcha, it's going to drop down to 2.5%, which is very low in the grand scheme of like any other protocol. But we also have a future upgrade plan to cut that down even more to 0.25%, with an upgrade called Proof of Governance.
Yes.
So that's like on the economic side, and I think that will dramatically basically make Celestia very close, very like make it very achievable for Celestia to be a net deflationary token, because the amount of issuance will be so low that the amount of income or protocol revenue you need to tip it gets pretty low. So I think those are some pretty exciting updates. On the go-to-market side, we already have a number of relatively large chains building on us. Things like Abstract and Converge. Converge is the Athena and Securitize. RWA chain. We have Plume also really killing it in the RWA space. We have stablecoin apps like Pay and Noble. We have apps that we have been building with our DEXs, especially CLOB DEXs, central limit order book DEXs, because they need a lot of throughput, and they have a need for basically doing high frequency trades, so really fast block times. And Celestia is a really good fit. Deploying a rollup on Celestia is a very, very good fit product-wise for these clubs. So we're seeing a lot of teams build on us for that. From them, but it's also a good fit for Celestia because they will also post and consume a lot of data. So it will scale up its revenue. So I'm really excited about that. And as usual, there's more things, more cool stuff that I can't talk about, but we're really putting, I think the Celestia has a really unique position in this specific moment in time where we are so optimal for application specific chains and people launching their own chains. And that's really where the industry is going right now. And so I think we're in a really good position, and we need to focus and really execute to capture this opportunity that we have in front of us. So that's, what I'm spending a lot of my time on.
Sounds great. Next question is, looking ahead, how do you envision the blockchain industry evolving over the next 5 to 10 years? Oh, okay. I say it again. Looking ahead, how do you envision the blockchain industry evolving over the next 5 to 10 years?
I think I lost you there for a second, but I think you...
Hello? Can you hear me?
Got it. 5 years is like 50 years in crypto. Okay. So can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Well, 5 years is like 50 years in crypto. And so it's very difficult to predict that far in the future. I think about like what Jeff Bezos said, which is, I can't really put on things that I think won't change.
Yeah.
Right. And I think the things that won't change are there's going to be more and more demand to transact on chain. And I think that's going to go exponential over the next 5 to 10 years. So we're building for that world where over the next 5 to 10 years, we onboard over 1 billion additional users to blockchain-based applications. I fully expect that to happen in the next 5 to 10 years. We're also building for a world where developers want more control and customizability of their stack. And so, we continue to think that the application-specific approach is correct. We're also building for a world where layer ones need to generate revenue. And so thinking, and so the economic model needs to be very it needs to make sense. And so that's also, something that we can do to build for. But yeah, I think in 5 to 10 years, massive amount of people onboarding into the space. We'll have a massive proliferation of stable coins, more and more of not just banking, but also finance, trading. All that will move on chain onto crypto rails. Of value and all these assets, and that's a process that only really goes one way. Things become so much more malleable and faster to deal with when they are programmable and native on the internet, native on computers. So I think that just, probably 10 years from now, there's more assets on chain than there are assets still not issued on chain, potentially. That's some of the trends that I'm and again, more and more people will be deploying. 5 to 10 years, if you have an actual app that's successful on blockchain, it will be its own chain. It'll be its own application specific chain. I think that is definitely going to happen. And the interoperability between rollups and independent chains will become so seamless that that's not a blocker. Like today, that's still a bit of a pain point for people, and that keeps them from doing it. They choose to deploy their own smart contract instead of a chain for those reasons. So those are some of the things I predict will happen. We will have probably more and more governments adopting Bitcoin as a reserve asset. I think it's just things are gonna, a lot of the cypherpunk and very far out there ideas for what crypto will become in 10 years from now, they will be more true and more real than people probably expect. Again, that takes 10 years is a long time from now, but just based on how much has changed from in the 8 years that I've been in crypto, I can't imagine what another 10 years will do. It'll be absolutely next level.
Okay, my last question. So I'm not very smart, but I like to learn. Could you recommend a book? Any book, fiction, non-fiction?
Yes, I can. Yeah, I just tweeted out. A friend of mine, Arjun, just published a book.
The Cosmos Lord or something like that. I remember.
Yeah, Lords of the Cosmos or whatever. I haven't read that book yet. I just ordered it. I'm a friend. Arjun's a good friend. So I can't recommend that book, but that book is inspired by this book called The Beginning of Infinity.
Okay.
And another book called The Fabric of Reality, both of which were written by David Deutsch.
Okay.
And I highly recommend both those books. It's too big to summarize, but basically it's a synthesis of all of the deepest 4 theories about reality. And it's about how if you kind of take those ideas very seriously, you kind of observe how they are interrelated, it can form a new worldview that has very, very far-reaching and profound explanations and implications. And some of the really core ideas are that we tend to think of the physical world as driven by, the equations of electromagnetism and gravity and the atomic forces. And we think of the universe as like the physical laws, right? Of motion of particles. And we think that those are the things that dominate the evolution of the universe and reality. But actually the argument in this book is that there's something that's far, far more powerful than those things. And that is knowledge. Knowledge is information, explanatory information that encodes and understand how, like, what reality is and how the world works and how you can actually enact transformations in the physical world. And that's what life is. DNA encodes knowledge that enables it to make these replicating organisms that can do some pretty incredible things. And then human beings started to developed a new way via the scientific method of creating a deeper form of knowledge called like explanatory knowledge. And essentially knowledge could actually, for example, like the arc of the universe is such that knowledge can potentially, if it's allowed to continue to grow, become the dominant force of the universe. And actually, humanity could spread across all the galaxies in the world and basically transform all of the universe into sort of like use of all the stars and all the resources across the entire universe. Now, it's crazy to say that because it feels like we're so small and insignificant. But the reality is, like, we possess as human beings a very unique, profound power on the cosmic scale. And I like the book and I like that worldview because it imbues a different kind of significance on our lives and on the role of technology, and ties human beings into this much bigger, more beautiful vision of what the universe is about. So that's a book, and again, that's only like one aspect of what it talks about. There's a lot of other very profound insights. It's a very dense book, but it's by far the best book I've ever read.
It's like quite empowering books, it sounds like. Okay.
Yes.
So I think I've covered all the questions. Is there anything else you want to cover or anything you want to say to the audience?
My understanding is a lot of your audience is in Korea, and I just want to say I was recently in Seoul for Korea Blockchain Week. I had a great time out there. I love Korea as a country. I had Korean barbecue like 5 times in a row every night, and I did not get tired of it. Food is excellent. And Seoul's just a very fun, clean, well-run city, and Korean people are just very nice and very impressed always about how I think Korea is probably the most advanced country when it comes to crypto that I've ever been to. More so than the US. People really get crypto. They not just trade it, but they also like understand the technology. And so that's just really impressive, and I think bodes well for Korea's future that such a pro crypto society. So yes, like thanks to everyone out there in the Celestia community. Thanks to just Korea as a place for being a beacon of hope for crypto.
Okay, so how can people know more about you and Celestia?
Yeah, so follow me on Twitter. I know I should maybe be blogging on Naver, but I don't really at Twitter at Nick WH8 TE.
Yeah.
And then obviously there's at Celestia is our handle for Celestia. Our website is celestia.org.
Yeah.
I think those are the best ways to stay in touch.
Okay. I'll leave all the information down below. And thank you for time, Nick. I know it was somewhat hectic, but I learned a lot. Thank you very much today.
All good. You asked great questions. So hopefully it wasn't too long-winded and people people learned.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for today.